Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. We have this is kind of a nostalgia figured out. First off, huge thank you to Easy Peasy Streamers, Easy Peasy Streams. Actually, as he goes by it on Discord, Stephen Cook on GitHub. He is the person who basically figured out everything related to this, determined why figuring out the encounter slots was so difficult. The answer is actually crazy. It's because it basically, whenever you enter the room like this, it actually ends up rolling the encounter slots, creates its own encounter slot table, and then rolls against that. So it's pretty insane. I love it. It's insane. But it makes things difficult. So this video is going to be about Underground RNG, so you could basically ignore everything about my previous video because that had very little information about it. And we're going to be doing two methods here. We're going to be using CFW lists and then with CFW. So I'm going to do CFW lists first because this is the probably the method that most people are going to be using. And this method was actually used by Papa Jefe in one of his videos where he was figuring out this method. So I basically just took it and I'm using it. I've refined it, practiced it a few times. So we're going to go ahead and use that method in order to do Underground RNG without CFW. So normally you wouldn't be able to get your seed in the underground because it's a very noisy place. There's too many NPCs and too much extra movements. But the great thing is that there is an area in the underground that is completely noise-free, and you can get your seed in it, and you can also move it wherever you want, and it's your secret base. So as you can see here, I put it right next to the entrance to Stargleam Cavern, which is where I want to be RNGing. So it's important to have it right there, so the exit is right there, so you can just walk and then walk in as quickly as you can. You could also do that too, to cut back on movement even further. But here we go. So let's go ahead and we're going to go and get our seed now. So go into your secret base, and I'm going to make sure that I'm facing as close, just one single step out from the exit, and I'm going to hit the Y button to bring up this screen, because when you're on this screen, your character doesn't fidget, all they do is blink. So let's go ahead and bring up our blink tool. So for those of you who haven't done CFW list BDSP RNG before, there is this tool here, which was created by Lincoln, so shout out to him. He created this tool. This is the English version. The original version was developed by it was the Japanese community. I don't know the exact name, and I'll put that in the description. But this tool was created so that you can get your seed based off of player blinks. So I'm going to go ahead, and there's a whole bunch of different configuration, pre-made configurations, but I'm going to bring this up and do a really quick rundown on it. So here we go. First off, if you're using a window, you just type in what window you're using and click this button. I'm using a capture card, so it basically counts as a webcam for me. So I'm going to click preview here. And so what you see is you have a screenshot of the character's eye, and I used raw screenshot to take it, and then cropped out the eye, and then used select eye to select that one, so I get the best screenshot possible. And then it's just a matter of putting the box over your character's their right, your left, their eye, just like this, just like this. And then we're going to click monitor blinks. So what this does is whenever your character blinks, it will note it. Yep, there you go, just like that. It will note down whether it's a single blink or a double blink, and it will, in the end, calculate out your seed based off of that. And also, it will track your advances. So, as you can see by this progress bar, it takes 40 blinks to get your initial seed. It only takes 7 blinks to re-identify once you have a seed, so it's a lot easier to re-identify, and I'll go into that, but this is just a quick rundown for people who haven't seen this tool before and want to know more. I have other videos using slightly older versions of this tool, but the general functionality is the same. 40 blinks, it gives you its seed. And that can take a couple of minutes depending upon what it can take a couple of minutes depending upon what is going on with your character. Sometimes they'll blink quickly, sometimes they won't blink quickly. So let's just do a jump cut to when we get to the end of this list here, because we still got another 31 blinks to go. And then once we get our seed, we'll be able to figure out our RNG target. I will catch you just in a minute or two, or 5 or 6. So we only need one more blink to go. There we go. And it should spit out a seed. Yes, there we go. Okay, great. So we have a seed. Alright, so one of the nice things about this too is that it spits out a seed. So here's the seeds. BDSP, for those again who haven't done this in a while, has these 4 seeds, but it also has a 2 seed that some things use. We're going to be using this 4, which is essentially just these 2 split in half. But it also keeps track of your advances, which you can see right there. We're ticking at in here about roughly 1 advance a second, give or take. But here we are, we have our seeds. So now we're going to go to the website. So you can see here, this is currently on the development branch, but this will be live on the main website as soon as this video comes out. So this isn't like anything hidden. There might be some changes on this when it goes live, but these are going to be minor tweaks probably. Alright, so go ahead and click BDSP, which only has the underground seed checker right now. I will want to add in more later, but right now, just the underground seed checker. So let's go ahead and grab our seeds. I'm just going to copy these in, and they just go in order. You can type it in if you want, but I've had issues where I had a typo, and that gives you the wrong results. So let's go ahead and just copy them. So you just put them in order there. You could put your starting advance, so if you want to search like advances 5,000 to 10,000, you can do that too. We're going to start at 0, and let's search up to 5,000 advances to see if there's anything. Make sure you set your game version. This game is Brilliant Diamond. Here you have your story flags, which start with the underground unlocked, and they're all pretty self-explanatory. Because different Pokemon appear at different levels. So I've got the National Dex. And then, last but not least, make sure you set yourself to the right room. We're going to Stargleam Cavern. And Diglett. Do we have a Diglett? Diglett bonus activated? We don't, so let's leave it unchecked. Then, down here, you have a whole bunch of different filters you can choose, which will just make the results only have things that meet these filter. Like here's no filter, just everything coming through. Not recommended usually. Shiny only shows shiny things. Rare slot only shows rare slot Pokemon. And then of course we've got our IV filters here, and those are pretty self-explanatory as well. I'm going to choose shiny only. I'm only interested in a shiny result right now. These filters down here, you can put in these after you get your results. So like if you were doing a 1 IV only, you could then filter it for 1 IV only that are also shiny. You could filter out for species, and if you want to, you can just look at anything that occurs at a given advance. All right, that's everything I think we need everything I think I need to explain. So let's go ahead and click Check Underground, and it'll go ahead and churn out our results. All right, so here we go. So you can see here, these are our results. This tells you how many advances we go, what advance we need to enter the room at in order to get these. And let's see, looking at the advances right now, we're already at 200. Just to note that. Alright, so let's see. We got, Chinglings, which is kind of cool. Duskull, Bronzor. Ooh, a Togepi. That's kind of cool. That's a rare spawn. As you can see, it also tells you what spawn it is. So if it's regular, like it'll be the 7th spawn here in this case. If this takes over the rare spawn slot. We have the gender. We have it if it has an egg move. What egg move it'll have? Ability 0 or 1. There's no hidden abilities in the underground. And of course, we've got the IVs. Very important. Yep. So it's shiny. Okay. Let's see. Solrock, Meditite is cool. Krabby, Mawile, Girafarig, and of course we could always filter out if we wanted to. So yeah, we could Togepi. There we go. I'm going to do this Togepi. I want to do the Togepi. So we need to get to advance 932. Alright, so now we're going to need to do some timeline stuff. So in here, if you look at this, this is the section we care about. So I have found, in general, my delay to be around 16. So I'm going to leave it to 16. Put it to 16. And this basically sets, if you put in your target advance, so let's see, 932 is the target advance. So I'm going to put in our target advance, 932. So this kind of creates a timeline for you as to when you want to leave the room. So, because I put in 16, which is generally the delay that it takes me to leave the room and re-enter the other room, 16 advances or so, give or take, this says that I need to, it says press A, but essentially leave the room at 916, advance 916, and of course we're keeping track of things right here. So, given that, we kind of know where we need to be going. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put this over here. I think I have a smaller screen capture too. Sort of. Alright, let's reshape this a little bit. So that way we have our advances visible. Alright. There. Alright, so 932, we're already at 352, which isn't really enough. We can wait here, but it'll take us several minutes to get there. So let's go ahead and we're going to exit out, and we're going to try to advance the seed, because you can't open the menu in the secret base. So I'm just going to open up and close the Pokedex 2 times. Alright, so now we are at a different advance. We don't know what advance we're at right now, because the tool, the blink tool, is off. So go ahead and bring this up, and I'm going to go ahead and click re-identify. So this will take, right here, it will take 7 blinks. So it's just exactly the same here. Go ahead, and once it gets 7 blinks, it will then update our advances, so we'll know exactly what advance we're at. So we'll give it a second to do that. This should take a lot less time than getting your initial seed. So once you have your initial seed, keep that. Keep that, because it'll save you a lot of time in the long run, even if you do a lot of advances. And sometimes your character just doesn't want to blink. I think someone did the math on it, and the odds of getting to 30 seconds without a blink are pretty low, even though that does happen quite a bit. Going beyond that, they just further decrease. But we're already at 4 of 7. So hopefully we didn't go too far. Hopefully we're still under 916, or else we're going to have to go and shoot for a new target. Okay, come on. You can do this. Blink for me. You do a test, I swear, you do a test, and your character blinks like every 5 seconds, and then you try to record a video, and your character's like, I'm gonna go 30 seconds here. Alright, one more. And keep in mind that your character is advanced, your frames are still advancing even while it's re-identifying, so if it takes too long to re-identify, you might be off. Alright, here we go. It's done. Alright, we're at 8:30. Perfect. That's great. 916 is our target, so we're just going to wait for a minute or so. Yeah, we've got about less than 100 advances to go. So we're going to just wait for a minute. I'll speed it up in the video. So we'll do this. But essentially what's going to happen at 916, when our advances are at 916, we're going to step out of this room and immediately try to enter the other room. And then we'll see if we can hit our target. We'll check a Pokemon, we'll get its stats and IVs, we'll check the tool, and we'll figure it all out. Okay, we are just about here. One thing to note is that I'm going to be using the D-pad for this because it allows much more consistent movement. And that's all I'm going to say, because we are about to hit our target here. Or rather, our timeline target. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we're going and through as quickly as we can. Alright, so if we did it right, we hit our target. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and save. And I'm also going to close the screen capture here, because we don't need it. Okay, so the reason that I save is because if you did hit your target, everything is set. So all you have to do is reload the save, like if you fail to catch your Pokemon. So let's go ahead. Let's see if there's a Togepi here. I don't see one yet. This is a big cavern, though. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and catch this Girafarig. And then we're going to figure out its IVs. And from there we will go ahead and figure out what advance we hit. So then we can figure out what our delay was. Because your delay might be off. And if that's the case, you just keep trying until you get it right. And yeah, I'm just gonna use a Master Ball on this because we're not gonna, you know, probably not gonna save the game here. All right, so go ahead and get its stats and IVs. So this is the CFW list method. If you have CFW, well, you don't have to do all these extra steps. You just know what the IVs are. All right, so here's the IVs that it thinks it has here. There's some spread. Could be 27 to 28, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 here. But 520, these ones are pretty much set. So we know what the IVs generally are. So let's go ahead and check here. So we're going to go back to this tool. So we were aiming for 932. So I'm going to go ahead and set like 9. Let's do 925, and we'll go to like 940. And I'm going to turn off the filters. So that way we can filter out by that. We could just see everything, and we can figure out what advance we actually hit. And I'll do Girafarig there. Alright, let's go ahead and check. So here we go. We got Girafarig, and let's see. I see a lax one right here. Let's see. It's male. Let's see, does it have double kick as a move? Yes, it does. Okay, so it's very likely. And we have 28-5, 6-5, 20, 16, 28-5, 6-5, 20, 16. Yeah, okay, so this is the one we ended up hitting. So we ended up hitting 940 when our target was 932. So we were off by 8. And I think 16 was when I was testing in a different room entirely, and that was the entrance was slightly closer. So I'm going to go ahead and bump things up here. So I'm going to say, okay, our delay is actually 24, using the D-pad and everything. So rather than so when we had it at 16, it said to go in at when I had it at 16, it said to go at 916. Now we'll say to go 8 frames even further back. So let's go with 24. Okay. Interesting. So that's bad in that we didn't hit our target, but we can always just, now that we have identified our delay, let's go ahead and try it again. So because we already have our seed, and we're using the same seed here, we can just re-identify and figure out where we are, and then go from there. Alright, we only need one more blink, and we're good. Okay, great. Alright, this time it got it right, everything updated. We're at 74,163. I'm going to go ahead and put my delay as 24, which is what we had before. Alright, so let's go back to our tool. And we'll go ahead and look. Alright, so our delay was our advances is 74,18. So let's just do 74,200, and let's look all the way to 100,000, which is quite a lot of advances, but we're going to just look at shinies only. And Brilliant Diamond, we don't have to change anything else. We're going to do that. Oh, we'll have to remember to remove our species filter as well. And this will chug for a little bit longer because we're checking 25,000 advances, and the program itself has to go through all 100,000 advances. So it'll take a little while. No results found, no giraffe eggs at least. Okay, we have a Mr. Mike, Mr. Mime, Voltorb, Mawile. There's a Ralts, that's interesting. Do we have another Togepi in here? Let's find out. No Togepi. Alright, so let's just shoot for the first target here. We're going to go for this Mr. Mime at 80,575. So let's go ahead and bring up our tool. 80575. So we're going to be leaving at 80551. And we've got a couple thousand advances to go until we get there. So let's go ahead and we're going to go for a re-identify. And I'm going to set this percentage right this time. Okay, let's go ahead and leave the room. And I'm just going to open up the Pokedex, which is a great way to advance quite a bit. Okay, that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hopefully that's not over. So we're going to go in and we're going to re-identify. Face, there we go, hit Y button and re-identify. And it'll just take 7 more blinks to figure out where we are. Or rather 5 more blinks at this point. So yeah, this is basically the process. You're going to try to leave the room at a given advance, at your target advance. You figure out what your delay was. If you have a consistent delay, set your delay to that, basically. At the final A press delay, set your delay there, and just keep trying until you get it right. And eventually, you'll kind of get a feel for it, for this. Alright, we're at 77,106. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a cut, and we'll get close. Okay, we're super close here. So we're at 80533. We need 80551. So you'll notice that I also have no statues here, and that's for a reason. The statues don't seem to have any effect, and they might mess with rare percentages, so just don't do anything with them. Alright, 509, 5051. Okay, we're going as fast as we can. Alright, we entered the room. Let's go ahead and do a quick save here. Alright, so let's go ahead and hide our capture. So looking at the tool real fast, spawn 8 is one. Also looking at it, there's a cluster of results, so we might still hit a shiny even if we were off slightly. Let's see, do we see a Mr. Mime? We see a Banette. Do we see a Mr. Mime? I see a Dusclops. I see a Kirlia. Alright, so it's very possible. It doesn't look like we hit our advance, but I think we might have actually still hit a similar advance. So let me go ahead and bring up our big capture again. So we were aiming for this one right here, but you'll notice that advance 80576 and 577 also had shiny results too with Dusclops. No, those are Duscles. So anyways, I could be off. Let's go ahead and find a Pokemon and figure out what advance we hit this time. Because, again, this is a process. We'll go check up here. I don't think we checked up here yet, though. Alright. Alright. Seems unlikely that we did hit our target, though. Let's go ahead and check this Dusclops that I saw over here. I don't remember seeing a Zangoose. Okay, fine. We'll check this Natu. Looking at it, I may be off. Let's see. We might have hit either 571, 572, or 570, or 570, based off of looking at it. No. Alright, let's see its summary. And it is bold. Okay. Does it have Feather Dance? It does. Alright, I'm pretty sure that this is looking at... I don't have to calculate the IVs out, but I'm pretty sure we hit 80572 when our target was... That's our spot. When our target was 575. So we were off by 3 that time, but this time we were 3 late. So you could see how, you know, there's some inconsistency in this method. We're trying to limit it as much as we can. However, there's still inconsistency. Now, I could keep this video going and go another hour just trying to hit one target, but I'm going to do a cut to a successful RNG now so you can see it working. But this is essentially everything you need to know in order to make it work for you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in my Discord, join my Discord, ask that, and that's all there is to it. I'll probably, I know I said I would do CFW method in this video. I think I'm actually now going to cut it out and do it in a separate video, because that method is supposedly a little bit shorter, at least according to my tests, and the CFW list I feel like is the more important one. So we're going to do a cut here, but I'm going to do my outro right now. But yeah, special thanks to Easy Peasy Streams for figuring out this method, and Lincoln for the Player Blink tool. Easy Peasy Streams also helped me convert his Rust module into a Python library that I can import into and add it to the website here. So yeah, huge thanks to him. And yeah, this is all there is to it. You can accomplish what you want. It just will take a few tries and a little bit of calibration on your end. Feel free to join my Discord, ask any questions you want. This is a new method. I think it's really interesting, and I'd love to talk about this. So when I'm going to do a cut, you'll see a successful RNG up next. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope that your next hunts are successful as well. Alright, here we go. We've got another target here this time. It is 3757. It is a Ralts we are targeting. It is a rare spawn here. So, alright. Delay has been somewhere in this range. So we're gonna go and leave in 35 advances, and hopefully we'll hit 3757 and get a shiny Ralts. With 0 special attack. You know, just how I like it. It's exactly what you want your Ralts to have, but that's okay. I'm trying to hit a target here. Alright. 10 advances to go. Alright, now let's see, is there a Ralts in here? There's a Togepi. I think that's probably bad. Yeah, I don't see a Ralts. Alright, well, let's... Oh wait, there is a Ralts! There is a Ralts! Let's check. Ah. Obviously, this is not a shiny Zangoose because we're not expecting to fight this one. Hey! There we go! Good thing we saved ahead of time. Alright, so that's a shiny Ralts. So, looking at... Let's bring up the capture here. Looking at this, I'm fairly certain that it is the right one, because... What are the odds? Alright, false swipe. Oh, whoops. Can't see this. Anyways, try to catch it. We'll look at its summary real fast, too, if we do catch it. Which we did. Perfect. Now we don't need a nickname. Replace our Girafarig. Alright, let's go take a quick look at this Ralts. Alright, so this is a Careful Ralts. And let's see, it should have Encore. Yeah, it does have Encore. It's just shiny, obviously. It has Trace, which I'm pretty sure is the first ability, is ability 1 of Ralts. But yeah, because ability 0 is synchronized. So yeah, it looks like everything's right. I mean, we could even calculate out the IVs as well. Gonna do that real fast here. Alright, so it is level 58, and it's 116, 40, 34, 60, 62, 52. Oh, right, and it's Careful. Alright, so it says... Yep, 0, yep, okay. So yeah, bringing up the capture here. And yeah, I've verified that the IVs are right as well, which, again, the odds of this just being a random shiny Ralts that was not captured by the program is very, very low. But there we are. So you can see that we can, in fact, get a successful result. It does take a couple of tries. Let's see, this was my sixth try since I started recording the video. So you can see it took a few. I was off by one quite a few times, but we still got there in the end. So I'm going to put this at the end of the video. And again, thank you so much to everyone. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters that I have, because without them, they're testing things out. They're getting all this stuff ahead of time, and without them, I wouldn't be able to keep the website up, and I get this domain name and everything. So huge thank you to them. Huge shout out to Easy Peasy Streams for figuring all this out so that we can, in fact, RNG in the underground. Special thanks to Lincoln for getting that Blink tool for everyone, and everyone else who's helped out and contributed. Until next time, good luck with all of your hunts.